What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and just wanted to give you guys a little bit of like my content schedule coming up. So today I'm going to be going over the new Stardust, or Majestics, I should say, Majestic Stardust support. Tomorrow I'll probably do a step-by-step tutorial. I found a few of them that I find interesting in terms of like what it can do. But I wanted to do this video first because now I understand what the cards do a little bit more and like what you can do with them. Essentially, they're just I think it's called Junk Speeder, where it summons like a bunch of tuners from the deck. Like this isn't like its own archetype. It's really just kind of support for that indirectly. So now that I know what the kind of interactions it can deal with, I thought it'd be good to check it out. But then I'll do step by step, like I said. And the next day I'll probably go over the cards for like Snake Rain, and then I'll probably do some step by step combo tutorials for Snake Rain, if not gameplay, because it seems the Snake Rain stuff seems more like an OTK deck than it does like a combo going first deck, so I may end up just doing straight gameplay for that. We'll see. But this definitely deserves a step-by-step combo tutorial because I've never done a deck with Junk Speeder before. They don't look too complicated, but there's a lot of different cards on the field and it's kind of hard to figure out. But anyways, all right, so Dawn of Majestics, this is coming in the new Space Bear archetype set list, so let's start off with Wish Converging Dragon. This is a light dragon tuner effect, level 1, always nice. 1 and 3 seem to be the best tuners. You can only special summon this card's name once per turn. Cannot be used as a synchro summon except for the synchro summon of Majestic monster, which is fine. I don't think that matters at all. This card's name becomes Majestic Dragon while in the field or the graveyard. That's important because I think the original Majestic Star Dragon can only be synchro summoned with a Majestic monster or Majestic Dragon, so it's a good way to get around that. And it says when you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. Then if you control a level 8 or higher dragon synchro monster, you can special summon one level 1 dragon monster from your deck. So this is important because it kind of sucks. You're like, okay, I just hope you have to draw it, but not really. One of the spell cards lets you stack it, and then if you have TG Hyper Librarian, which is always a part of the combos, and if you guys don't know, TG Hyper Librarian lets you draw a card when you synchro summon. So what you end up doing is synchro summoning with one of these other ones. That gets you the spell to stack it, so when you synchro summon, you actually end up drawing into it. I don't know if that's what they intended for this, but that's what people are doing with it. So this is a good card, and also lets you special summon a level 1 dragon monster from your deck, any of them. And I think the Brotar, I think it's called, is the one that searches too. I don't think I've seen too many people do that, but obviously that's pretty good. So that's a good card. This is Stardust Synchron, so yes, it can be searched with tuning, which is nice, of course. Light Machine Tuner effect, level 4, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. Kind of weak, but of course you're just going to use it to synchro summon, so who cares? You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn, so you can use both of them. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can tribute one monster. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. Also special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Not an issue as far as I'm concerned. Like the only being able to synchro summon, because the deck that people put this in is like just synchro summoning in and of itself. Not really sure why it's even necessary, but okay. Well, I guess you got to be careful, right? If this card is normal special summon, you can add one spell or trap that specifically the Stardust Dragon from its text to your hand. So like I said, Junk Speeder can actually special summon this from the deck. So what you do, you'll search the spell that lets you stack this on your deck. So when you synchro summon with this card, you draw into it and you get to special summon it. Very nice interaction. Very well thought out of. This is Stardust Trail. It's a light dragon effect, so level 4, 500 attack, 2000 defense. Okay, I mean, sure. You can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn, so it's nice you can use both. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, and a monster you control is tributed, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. This card, is this tribute? Did I just say that? You can tribute one monster, so... wow, okay, that's great. So, if you tribute a monster, you can special summon both of these, which is awesome. Okay, cool. And it's a level 4, helps you, because you got to get to 11. I think, yeah, the new Synchro boss monster is an 11. And the second effect, if a Warrior Synchron or Stardust Synchro monster is synchro summon using this card as material, you can special summon one Stardust token. So I think the idea is that you go into Majestic Stardust, and then you just do level 1. Although, is this it is a synchro. So, okay, so I don't know if Majestic is a Synchro Tuner monster. That's interesting. But I'm guessing that's the whole reason. You go into the original, and then you just go up to the next one. So this is the new Shooting Savior Star Dragon, Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, whatever. It'll probably be called something else. This is a level 11. The original is level 10. 4,000 attack, 3,300 defense. Of course, that's very nice. Requires 1 Majestic Dragon, and like I said, this becomes Majestic Dragon, which is cool. +1 non-tuner monsters, including a Dragon Synchro. So usually they're going to summon it with the original Majestic or just... I mean, you can do any of them. I like how general this is, but maybe you'll just do the original Stardust, right? Must first be Synchro summoned. Okay, that makes sense. Once per turn, you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls. Not a quick effect, but that's okay. Sure. It's like the new Infernity Synchro, but it doesn't destroy, just negates. I wish it was like 1 face-up card on the field. That'd actually be really nice. The second effect, for each Stardust and each Synchro monster that specifically lists this card and its text in your graveyard, this card can make 1 additional attack during each battle phase. Okay. I'm assuming at least one of the spell cards do that, so you're probably going to be making 2. Yeah, I think the continuous spell probably does that. The third effect, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase, and if you do, negate the activation. And if you do that, banish this card. Does it come back? Oh, until the end phase. I was going to say, dude, that'd be insane. That sucks. So very nice. 4,000 attack, Omni Negate, negates monster effects during your turn with potentially multiple attacks, and it doesn't have to be on monsters, which I think is the most important part about all of that. So cool beans. And this is the first continuous spell, Arriving Miracle. When this card resolves, you can place 1 level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck on the top of your deck. Egyptian god support, right? I'll have to see if I can do something with that, because at least you could stack your deck, which is very nice. Stardust Dragon and Synchro monsters that specifically list that card and their text on the field cannot be returned to the extra deck. I think Majestic Dragon sends itself back, so it's a way to get around it, and it's searchable every time, so it's not like you just have to draw into this. If a Synchro monster is special summon, you can apply 1 of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Arriving Miracle again for the rest of the turn. Oh, okay, so you can also... You don't have to use TG Hyper Librarian, because if you Synchro summon, you can draw a card. You can only draw 1 for the turn, right? Because otherwise, if you just kept just a TG Hyper Librarian and continuous spell, how ridiculous would that be? Although I think if you have 2 of these, you can draw 2. Yeah. Oh, you cannot apply that. Never mind. That would have been awesome. If not niche. Draw 1 card and... Oh, you can actually do both of these effects. So one of them you can draw a card, one of you can special summon a tuner from your hand. Really cool. So again, I guess TJ Hyper Librarian would come in handy here. Very nice, very nice. This is Stardust Illuminate. This is a normal spell. All right. You can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. Send 1 Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon that monster instead. So this would be good because you can send either this or this, I guess depending on what you don't have, because they can be special summoned from the graveyard, which is great. That's nice. Blah, 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 blah. You can special summon instead. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of the turn. Yep, and you can use both, so it's not one of those where you have to wait the next turn for level manipulation. Oh, I mean, that's obviously like the core of what Virtual World does, so it's nice to know that Konami is giving some good synchro support. This is Savior Absorption, or Majestic Absorption, whatever you want to call it. Normal spell, you can only activate 1 card with this card's name once per turn. Target 1 Stardust Dragon or 1 Synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text you control. Activate 1 of these effects. Equip 1 face-up monster your opponent controls to that target. Oh, this is a normal spell, isn't it? Dang, that sucks, dude. This would be a really good card. Why not give... Come on, why not give, like, good support? I mean, this is fine. I mean, that's a really good effect, but obviously that'd be really awesome if you could do it during your opponent's turn. That card can attack directly this turn. Whoa, so you could equip it to the boss monster and it could attack twice potentially, so that's game ending. Each time that target destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. Almost like they want you to go second. I mean, obviously this is a going second card. Okay. I mean, that's a good card, sure. There's also a continuous trap. Okay. Majestic Mirage. If a face-up Stardust Dragon or Synchro Monster that specifically lists that card in its text you control leaves the field to its own effect or by its own effect. Okay, it doesn't say the same thing. You can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of this card's name once per turn. Hopefully the English kind of cleans that up a little bit. Special summon one of those monsters. Banish one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. All damage you take is half this turn. Oh, it's a continuous. That's what you lose. So you can either... Is the new boss monster a hard once per turn? Once per turn. It's a soft. You can negate... This effect is soft. Once per turn. No, okay, that is too. Okay. That's great. I don't even know if I knew that card existed. So what you could do is just banish it, bring it back, and again, like I said, it's a soft once per turn, so you could negate something else. Or you banish a monster. Non-targeting banishment's always nice, although you have to be careful in virtual world matchups. All damage you take is half, sure. I mean, that's cool. I guess because if it's the only monster you have on your field, like it's a way to survive. And then if they have enough monsters on the field that attacked you, then you can attack multiple times and probably end the game. Or if you have the spell card that I was just talking about. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's good support overall. I don't think everything doesn't have to be meta defining. I don't think that's the point. And I think people get a little too caught up in that. Like, those cards that I read, in my opinion, are good cards. Are they great cards? Probably not. I mean, any junk speeder deck is bound to be like bricky or just get destroyed by hand traps. But still, like, if it goes through, you're going to have a pretty good board. And that's what I really like about it. So be on the lookout tomorrow for a step-by-step combo tutorial. I'm going to try to show like 3 different ones. Oh, that might be a lofty goal. We'll see. A lot of them are so similar. It's really kind of the starting point that is the difference between all of them. But other than that, guys, that's going to do it for today's video, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night.